Welcome to this week's video. You guys, this week's video is going to be something special. I am so excited to have been invited to participate in the Elsie Lane Art Garage's Sisterhood of the Traveling Journal. So I have this gorgeous journal here that we're going to be working on together. But before we get started, you guys, let me show you. So I received this beautiful leather bound journal from Elsie Lane. It's Debbie's, and she has already painted the cover. Inside have these gorgeous spread. This one is from Lynn Brundage from L&J Good. There's so much yummy texture. And this one is from Debbie from DIY Paint. And so I get to do my spread now, you guys. I'm so excited to get started. I'll be using several products today. This is the Roycycled Together We Create decoupage paper. I'm choosing this one because it has both large scale and small scale gears. I'll be using the smaller ones today. This is the Junk Journal decoupage paper. It has a lot of different elements, and I also have the Roycycled Photograph Masterboard decoupage paper that I'll be using on my spread today. This one is so yummy. I'll be using several things here. I'll be using gesso, and I have some matte medium, but if you don't have matte medium, you can use a varnish. You guys, I have all these supplies that I pulled out today, but I honestly don't know what I'm going to use. I like to work just without any constraints. I just pull everything out, and then depending on, like, I don't know, what moods hit me will determine what I actually use. I do want to put some plastic between the pages I'm working on and the ones underneath, so that if I get paint or matte medium or anything on my edges, my pages won't, the edges of my pages won't stick together. I'm going to start by laying down a really nice, generous coating of gesso. The paper is pretty thick, you guys, so you want to lay down a generous amount of gesso. This is the Junk Journal decoupage paper, and I'm going to be using this script to lay down on my spread to kind of lay the base. I'm going to just do one whole sheet, so I'll get it laid down and make sure I take into account the fact that it's going to go into the fold of the middle. When I'm decoupaging, I like to trim off a lot of the excess paper because it's just easier to handle and I don't have to fight the paper. Now, in order to get a nice wrinkle-free finish, I'm going to start by misting my paper and allowing the fibers to relax and spreading it out over my page to remove any wrinkles or anything ahead of time. That way, when the paper comes into contact with the medium, it doesn't wrinkle. I put my gesso down before I started working and I let that dry, so I don't have to use a ton of medium because it's not being absorbed by the paper. So I'm going to continue decoupaging this down over my paper, and this script is going to make a nice warm background for all the things that I want to put over the top. Once I get the paper tacked down, I'm just going to use the same matte medium to go over the top, and that's going to seal my paper really well because I'm going to be going over it with some other water-based products, and I don't want to have my surface be oversaturated. I trimmed one side with scissors, and then I decided to trim the second half by just tearing off the paper, and I got two different results. For me personally, I enjoyed tearing the paper off because the paper in this journal has a beautiful deckled edge, and by tearing the tissue off while it was wet, I was able to maintain that beautiful deckled edge as opposed to having something really straight and linear. But of course, it's just a matter of preference. I have been dying to use the dog on this page, and so I'm so happy that I'm going to be able to use him in this spread. I don't know why this just cracks me up so much. The dog has a pipe and a top hat. So this paper, again, when I created this, I made different size gears on here because I know that I have some of my furniture artists who like the larger scale, but there are also a lot of Roycycled besties who are using these designs in smaller scaled projects. So this paper gives you the flexibility to be able to use it either way. So I'm going to go through and using my paintbrush just dipped in some water is how I am cutting around these gears. And I'm just figuring out exactly how I want to lay everything out. And I want my page to be balanced. So I'm just kind of dry fitting everything before I start gluing anything out. And I'm using my wet paintbrush in order to cut my gears out so that I'll have a nice deckled edge and it'll be easier to blend it in over the top of the other decoupage paper because of that. So just making decisions along the way, you guys. I don't always have a super distinct plan when I start my projects. I just start with an idea and I feel my way through the project itself. So once I'm satisfied with how the gears are laying down, I can keep adding more elements across my page. I want to be sure and bring some balance, and so this beautiful grungy green behind this dog is going to be perfect for that. My page is pretty full, so I'm going to go ahead and glue my elements down because I like them. And then I can move on to the next steps of my project. What if the thing that you're afraid of, getting it wrong, is actually the doorway into the creative life you've been craving? If you're waiting until you can do it perfectly, you'll be waiting forever. The truth is, getting it wrong, that's part of the process. Messy beginnings, shaky hands, ideas that don't quite land, that's how we grow. So if fear's been holding you back, this is your permission to show up anyway. Make the thing, mess it up. You're not failing, you're becoming. I want to make sure this is all dry before I move on to my next steps. And so this is just an embossing gun. I love this because it actually gets hot enough to dry my projects fairly quickly. And for those of you who do live videos, this thing is so quiet. And this particular one is by Ranger, and you can find it in my Amazon shop listed in the comments. You guys, these are my Stabilo pencils, and I love these so much. They're water soluble, so you can write with them, and then you can use like water, or I like to use matte medium to smudge them. And I just love the grunge that I'm able to create when I use this product. And these are fabulous because you can write on almost any surface using these Stabilos. And I'm just laying down some black around the edges of each of my elements. This does two things for me. It eliminates any kind of white paper that may be left over from when I tore the paper, but it also helps to kind of make these elements pop off the page by kind of pushing the edges of it back, and that way the things that are in front can pop out on the pages. I have some stencils here. These are just, I don't know. I want to say this is by Tim Holtz, this one. And I love typography, so I want to layer some of that. I have script, but I did want to have some type on here. So I'm just adding some type. 27 is one of my favorite numbers, so you guys probably see it in a lot of my projects. So I'm just adding the number 27 down here. If you guys will notice when I'm working, if I do something on the left, I'll do a version of it on the right. And so if you watch over and over again, I work on the left, I work on the right. And by doing this, I am keeping things balanced visually. And even if I'm not doing it exactly the same on each side, I am adding elements of what I'm doing to each side so that my whole spread feels balanced when I'm done. And you don't have to do this as you go. You can go back and do it afterwards. But generally when I'm working, this is how I kind of work through my process. I love these pages because they are really thick, so you can use a lot of different products on here and you don't have to worry about it weighing down the pages. Now, I talked about balance, right? So we have this green here on the right, and I want to make sure and bring that in other parts of the spread as well. So this color is a very specific green, so I'm going to have to mix it, right? So I'm using some of the colors I have, and I'm mixing them together to match this green as closely as possible. If you guys want to know more about how to make your own colors or how you can mix custom colors with your projects, be sure and check out my link below and check out Roycycled's Crafting and Color Masterclass, where we talk about colors, how they work, and the things that you want to look at when you're trying to mix your own custom colors, because it's not just about making a color lighter or darker or greener or bluer. There are other elements like temperature and transparency that come into play. And the more you understand how colors work, the more flexibility you have in your projects and being able to replicate and to imitate other colors that you have in your projects. So I added a little bit of this color to his collar, and so everything is on the right. So I'm going to go on the left, and I'm going to bring that green in over there too. So I used some white gesso to put my letters down, and so I know that they're going to be pretty absorbent. So I'm adding that green, knowing that those letters will absorb some of that. And I am just working super organically. And just adding green anywhere where it feels good to me. But I do like adding this deep green. Normally I would use like a black, but I love this color so much that I want to bring it in to the rest of my spread. Now, you guys know that I love my grunge, and I cannot do a spread like this without having some drips. So I am just adding some paint on the page, and I've added some water just below where the drips are so that the water will run down. And then I'm going in and kind of adding some paint over the top, and just splashing some color on the pages. This color is so pretty. I just want to bring it in all the places. If you guys are looking for Roycycled decoupage paper, be sure and check out roycycled.com. If you click under buy, you can find a list of retailers who carry Roycycled decoupage paper. If you don't have anyone near you, most of my retailers will ship. So check out your nearest retailer and see if they have the paper that you're looking for. I'm also using a scribble stick around the edge in black, just to add some more color and just a little bit more depth. And you guys will notice that when I'm smearing my color, I'm not using water. I'm actually using gel medium because these are water soluble. If I only use water, then every time I add another water-based product, they'll just reactivate. So I'm cheating, and I'm actually using the gel medium on my fingers as I smear the water soluble pencils around. That way when they dry, they'll be set and I don't have to worry about them reactivating and moving around once I'm done. If you are frustrated because your decoupage has wrinkles or bubbles, or you struggle to get the result that you're looking for, be sure and check out the description below. I have a class coming up in May, Decoupaging with Confidence course. So be sure and check it out. I would love to have you join me. And that's it, you guys. What do you think? I love grunge and steampunkish design, and creating this spread was so much fun. And honestly, working on this really heavy, high quality paper really gave me the freedom to be able to layer all these water-based products without any fear of my pages tearing. So I thoroughly enjoyed this project. I hope you guys enjoyed this project as well. Debbie, thank you so much for inviting me to be a part of this project. You guys be sure and stay tuned. The next artist on this project is going to be Connie from the Painted Photographer. She is so talented. I cannot wait to see what she's going to do. So y'all know that I don't know how to be finished. So I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of pattern to the jacket of my dog before I finish up. And I'm just using some white gesso that I had here on my pad. But ooh, I really do like that a lot better. But of course, I use this pattern on the left, so I had to add a little bit to the right. And as a general rule, you guys, that's just what you want to do in order to keep your spread balanced. And once I'm done with the spread, I really like to, I don't know, kind of sit back and look at it to see if there's anything that I'm missing. And I felt like it needed a few more drips. And I'm also incorporating different colors in each of the drips to kind of make it look more organic and less contrived, if that makes sense. So you guys will notice at the top on my mat I have several colors. But one of the challenges of working in your journal is having the potential of your pages sticking together. So I like to wax my pages. It seals everything beautifully and keeps them from sticking together. Thank you so much for joining me for this project. I hope you enjoyed it.